super mad because I just tried to film this video and then it got erased. And it was like a 20-minute long video, which sounds like a lot. So I'm going to try to condense it now because I don't feel like talking for another 20 minutes and I'm really pissed that it got erased. But, anyways, I was interested in starting to vlog and I felt like this was a really good topic for my first kind of vlog thing. As you all know, I have a Tumblr, Profound Savage, go follow it. And a lot of people ask me questions all the time, but I feel like majority of my questions are about relationships and advice on relationships. So this video is dedicated to my advice on relationships. That being like how to start talking to somebody, how to maintain a relationship, certain scenarios. I know a lot of people ask me about being in a relationship long distance in college and just in college in general. So I'm gonna start off with I'm so pissed that this video got erased. I'm gonna start off with the advice on just starting to talk to people. It's a lot easier said than done, but you can't be nervous when you're talking to someone for the first time. I know that that sounds really difficult, but if you go in nervous and doubtful, like the conversation's gonna be weird, you're gonna be weird, and it just probably isn't gonna go right. And I can't even like you have to start off with something super simple. Like you can talk about anything, especially if it's the first time you're ever having a conversation with them. Like I can't even tell you how many relationships I've struck up just because of like standing in a Dunkin' Donuts line. Let's say like you guys are both in line for something. You see something funny happen, you notice that the person in front of you saw it too, you can start talking about that. It's simple stuff like that. Just find something really easy that anyone could talk about, and then see where it goes from there. Don't make it weird. Don't be super thirsty or pushy about anything. Just, see where the conversation takes you and be open minded about it. Because if you go into learning about someone open mindedly, you learn a lot more about them than you would if you had like some type of hidden agenda. If you came in like, oh, I want to talk to this person for this specific reason, so I'm going to go this, and this about them. There's a lot of stuff that you're missing out on about them and their personality and stuff. So you need to just go and like, I'm really just trying to see what this person's about. And you'll learn a lot of stuff about them. So, just keep it simple and light. And then, as you guys speak more often, you'll know what's kind of like good topics with them, not so good topics, things that you have touched on yet. So you're going to just wait for future, see if you can bring it up, stuff like that. It's really simple. Just, don't freak out about it. Like people just like to talk. Like it's amazing how much people will say when they know that you're going to listen. Um, so that's like my general advice on just going up to talk to people. Just do it. Like just talk about anything. Like damn, like did you see that game last week? Oh, you don't watch the game? Talk about something else. It's really easy. Like don't be nervous. Um, Relationships in college. It's so funny to me that you guys ask me for advice when I've actively talked about how I haven't been in one, like in a relationship in almost over 2 years now. I haven't been in a relationship since like the summer after I turned 18, and I'm 20, and it's summertime. So, yeah. Um, anyway, that's a whole nother video of why I haven't been in one since then. I could talk about that for like an hour. But anyways, that doesn't mean that single people don't have wonderful advice because I have a lot of advice and I know a lot of people that are in successful relationships. And when people aren't in relationships, you learn a lot about, their mistakes in the relationship and other people's mistakes and stuff. So there, I have a lot of good stuff going on up here. Um, so my tips on having a relationship in college. It's very difficult. Some people make it seem like it's super easy. In my opinion, it's not that easy. It's unless you're like an upperclassman, I don't think it's that easy, especially if you go to a bigger university. Um, it's college. It's something new. There's new people. I go to college out of state, so that means there's a whole bunch of people in my college that are not from Ohio. So it's like, to someone that goes to school that already lives in Ohio, they're meeting a ton of different people that they probably never thought they would have met. Like meeting people from different countries, meeting people from New York, stuff like that. Like you don't expect stuff like that when you live in a place like Ohio. So just imagine, you go to a huge university, there's a whole bunch of people that you never thought you would have met. And you could be in a relationship going into college, and then, you could be like, this is the love of my life. Like, I want to marry this person. And then you can get to college, and in the first 5 days, find someone that you find a lot more interesting than your significant other. Like, it's nothing, like, personal. It just, like, it's something you're not used to. It's something new and exciting that you are interested in, like, exploring. It's completely natural. And, I mean, it sucks for the other person, but it happens. Like, let's be honest. It happens. And it's not your fault. Like, it's a human thing to be interested in something new and exciting, like anybody would. So I just feel like your first 2 years are dedicated to exploring, and college is all about experience, experience, experience. So of course you're going to try new different things, and I just think that a relationship within the first couple years of college is not something that you should be actively seeking, because there's a lot of stuff that you need to do during your first couple of years of college, and you don't really need the extra distraction. But whatever. If you do choose to be in a relationship, I've seen people that are in relationships in college, and all they do is spend time with each other doing nothing. Like, they just sit in each other's dorms. It's pretty boring. Don't be those people. If you're going to be in a relationship and you guys go to the same university or college or whatever, don't just be a couple of homebodies. Like, go out and do stuff together. Do something, that's worthwhile, like going to the library together, study together. Sure, you can go party together, but I see a lot of couples too that is like all they do is party together. And I'm not really sure what they even talk about and stuff. Like, I feel like if I asked them a question about their significant other, they wouldn't be able to answer it. But just be like an active couple. Like, do things that are going to keep you both focused and motivated. And, just be an active couple. Like, just don't sit around doing nothing just because it's like, oh, well, I have my significant other and they have me. We don't need to do anything else. That's not true. That sounds stupid. Do something else. Not someone else, something else. Um, so that's like my biggest thing for relationships in college. Like, so I'm trying to make this quick because I don't want to be talking for 20 minutes. My throat hurts. So if you guys have more questions about that, just let me know. Long distance plus college, whole new ball game. Whole new ball game. This is why me and my ex didn't make it. He was going to a school that was 12 hours away from mine. That wasn't going to work for me. Our communication was already trash. Like, so it was just a recipe for disaster. So I don't recommend a long distance college relationship. It's very hard. Like, there's temptation, and there's just like, yeah, college is really bittersweet. You have some of the best accomplishments and the worst L's of your life, like, in college. Like, it's such a dramatic, like, high-low experience. Like, it's nice to have someone physically there for you when you're in the trenches in college, because it's gonna happen. I have hit the trenches so many times, and I'm only in my third year. Like, it's wild. Like, college it's real bittersweet. But I'm just saying, like, if you're in a relationship, you're gonna want your significant other to be there for you when you're down. And it's hard when you're in a long distance college relationship, especially if it's just one of those days when it's a shitty day. Like, you didn't do well on your finals. The person you thought was your best friend is a dirtbag. Like, you ran out of meal plan. I don't know. You failed three. I don't know. There's so many different things that you could be down and out about in college, and it's just nice to have a support system there. And if your support system isn't there, it makes it a lot harder. Physical touch, not sex, but like physically being around someone makes a huge difference than, just talking to them like FaceTime or Skype or texting, stuff like that. It's just not the same. Like we all know it's not the same. So it's a really difficult. And it doesn't matter how much you think that you guys talk. There's a lot of stuff going on that you're probably not going to know about for your significant other. So it's just really hard, especially if you're both busy, like you're both involved and you work and you have different organizations, or if someone's an athlete. There's just a lot of things working against you when you are in a long distance college relationship. So I really don't recommend it. Like, it can happen, but I have yet to see one for myself be successful. And I'm not trying to say like it can't happen or turn you guys off from the idea. It's just not something that I would suggest. I feel like if you're going to be in a long distance college relationship or any relationship in general, communication is the key to success. No, I'm not trying to be like DJ Khaled. This is very true. Like, communication is like 90% of a successful relationship, in my opinion. When you have communication, good communication, open, honest communication, you're most likely going to be successful. Most people's downfalls of relationships are lack of communication or miscommunication. So you need to be brutally honest in what you're saying to your significant other. You need to let them know how you feel. If something makes you uncomfortable, something didn't sit well with you that one time you guys had that one conversation, or they're hanging out with so and so and you're like, dang, I don't really like something. Just stuff all the time. You need to talk about it. Don't be like nitpicky about it. But if it's something that you're truly concerned about, or it bothers you, or it makes you really happy, anything, you need to talk about it. Especially long distance, you guys need to have the best communication, because you're not there. If you're around, like, you know what's going on, so it's easier to like, know what's going on with your significant other. But if you guys are like 14-hour drive away, like, it's a little bit different, especially if you're busy. So, try to fill them in on things that, you have going on, ask what they have going on, talk about normal stuff, like, but just make sure that you really keep your communication open and honest. Obviously, trust, faith, and loyalty are 3 big things. Trust, you have to trust your partner. Your partner has to trust you. If you don't have trust, why are you in a relationship? If you're one of those I have trust issues people, everyone has trust issues at some point, but if you can't trust them enough to let them breathe for 5 minutes, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to be worried about where your priorities are and why you're so insecure. What did I say? Trust, faith, and loyalty? I think that's what I said. Faith kind of goes along with trust. Like, you have to have faith in your partner. Like, just, you have to hope that they're going to do well by you and vice versa. Like, it's self-explanatory, like faith in your partner. Loyalty, another self-explanatory one. If you don't want to be loyal and committed and tied down, don't play around with someone and get in a relationship. Like, it's not fair to them, and you're just going to hurt their feelings, and you're going to look bad. Like, if you don't want to be in a relationship, don't lead someone on, and don't get in one. Just be loyal. If you find yourself, like, thinking, like, I'm really trying to see what's up over here, you need to talk to your partner about that. Like, maybe a relationship is just not what's in the playing cards for you right now, and that's fine. But whatever. I think those are my biggest things of, like, what you absolutely need to have in a relationship. Like, just be fun together. Like, you have to go into it, and you need to sorry, I'm jumping around. You really need to, this is some advice that I got from a friend. You need to know what you bring to the table, and don't be afraid to eat alone. That means you come, you know what you have, you lay it on the table. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm good at. Blah, 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 blah. All of it. You like it? Cool. You don't? Keep it pushing. Okay? So it's that simple. Like, know your worth, and just, you don't have to be in a relationship, especially if you're just in college, like you have so much time ahead of you. Like a relationship should not be in your top priorities, like at all. Like it's someone is out there for everyone. So there might be multiple people, honestly. So my baby father might be living in New Zealand or something, and I live in America. So you never know. But just it's not something to make a priority. But you do need to know what you bring to the table, and don't sell yourself short. Um, just keep an open mind. Don't be super thirsty looking for one. You need to just let it happen. And if you do get in a relationship, you need to make sure that it's something worthwhile where you both can grow and learn from one another. Like, even though my ex and I aren't together, you will probably never hear me speaking ill on his name because he came at a very vital part of my life, helped me grow, helped me get motivated to go to school. Like, he did a lot in 2 years that we were together, and I will forever love him for that. Don't ever see us being together in the future. We're not friends, really. Like, I mean, I know that if I wanted to, like, hit him up and be like, trying to talk to him, like, he would do that. But, and vice versa, like, if he needed me or something, I would be there for him. But we're not friends. We don't hang out, stuff like that. But I have nothing but love for the kid, honestly. But you really, really, really need to make sure that it's a relationship where you can get some growth out of it, and your partner as well. Don't just be there for show. Like, if you're in a relationship, it's for a reason. So, sorry, it just got super dark outside. So I'm like, sorry, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But just be active in your relationship. Effort is truly, truly what you need in a relationship. If there's no effort, you don't want a relationship, and you need to bounce. You need to hit the door. But just be open-minded. Don't rush it. Don't be pressed for it. You have a lot of time to find someone. Like, it's been 2 years for me, and I'm really cool on relationships right now. Like, try to find someone that's on your level of, like, thinking and maturity and goals in life, and you guys need to just fucking expand together. Like, that's the most important thing. But I think that's pretty much the general word to the wise that I have for you guys. If there's something I missed or you have more specific questions, you can always ask me or hit me up and be like, hey, what about this? You missed this, blah, blah, blah. I will be more than happy to speak on it. But that's all I got for you guys right now. So good luck out there. There's someone for everyone. Don't be down if you're not in a relationship. Like, I'm still popping and I'm not in a relationship. So don't worry about it. You'll be fine. So don't push it. All right. That's all I got.